3, 2, 1, and go. We are live. Welcome to, if you don't know, episode 2, part 2. I'm Mike Hughes. This is SmashLife TV. Let's go. So, leading on from what exactly is HYROX? We cleared it up. There is no D. It is in fact called HYROX. I would like to now share with you a little HYROX 101. Who's who? Participants, athletes, average time and benchmarks, big names, world records. Final thoughts. I am going to have to refer to the notes here because there's a lot to remember. So, average time we discussed in part 1. It's about 1 hour 30 minutes. Men are a little bit quicker, women a little bit slower. Obviously doubles, you get to share the work, again a little bit quicker. Singles probably a little bit slower. The record slowest, I believe, is about 3:45. That is not common, but around 2 hours, there's lots of people up around the 2 hours mark. But it's not just, like I say, it's not just about the fastest records. A great example, one of my clients, shout out Mr. Craig McLaren, won a 3rd place podium in the 60 to 64 age group. This was in Dubai, September of last year, in a time of 2 hours and 13. So the moral of the story is, A, turn up, B, complete it. You never know what might happen. Shout out Craig, got the flag collected, which a lot of people respectfully haven't done. So you know that you're doing better than everyone that isn't, not just Craig, but anyone that isn't doing HYROX. You know that you're doing better just by completing it. Okay, that's the average times. Benchmarks, got 3 categories. We've got the gatekeeper, the gold standard, and the elite. Be interesting to hear people's thoughts if you agree, disagree with this. Men's doubles, the gatekeeper, sub 60, so under an hour. The gold standard, sub 56. And the elite level is sub 53. I think that puts you about top 50 of all time. And all of this, by the way, is available on the Mika Timing website. Available for anyone to go and see, and it's all free. The men's singles open. Now this may be controversial. Sub 64. Now some may argue that it should be 63 or 62. That's the gatekeeper. Then sub 60, gold standard. Elite, sub 58, again puts you about top 50, certainly top 100. Men's singles pro, so with the heavier weights, we're looking at gatekeeper, sub 62. The gold standard, sub 60, and then the elite is sub 58. But to qualify for the elite 15, we're looking at like a sub 57. Now this is getting quicker and quicker each year. The elite evolution, back 2 seasons ago, 2022 going into 23, was about a sub 60, would have got you into the elite 15. Last season, sorry, that was 21 going into 22. Last season, 22 going into 23, a sub 58 would get you in the elite 15. And then this year, it's looking like, you know, a sub 56 is going to get you into the elite 15. So shout out to all the top guys and girls that are doing these crazy times. It's some remarkable effort. Anyway, that leads us on nicely from the average time and the benchmarks into some of the big names. Now, there are some big names and there are some big names. Let's start with the biggest name in the sport. A 10+ year veteran of OCR and fitness racing. He's a larger than life character. The Conor McGregor of HYROX, Mr. Hunter McIntyre of the USA. Seeing this guy live in action is like, wow. It's like watching, you know, a Usain Bolt of the athletics world, Conor McGregor of the MMA world, Ronaldo of the football world. It's an absolute spectacle. I've had the privilege to watch him a few times. The latest was the weekend in Manchester in the Doubles Pro, the first ever Doubles Pro event with Michael Sambach, and seeing those guys whizzing round at a pace that the average person can barely sprint at is really something to behold. So anyway, we're going to go through sort of categories. We've got USA, Hunter McIntyre, Ryan Kent, David Magida is the current North American champion, Dylan Scott, the Raccoon, Rich Ryan, and new kid on the block for this season is Rylan Shadeg. In Europe, we've got Mr. Consistency, Alexander Ronchevich of Austria. I think he's been on the podium in the Elite 15 World Championships. The last 3 might be 4 years rolling. So Mr. Consistency himself. There's several Germans up there in the elite echelons. Tobias Lautwin, Tim Wenisch, Florian Gast, Peter Schiller, Yannick Zappler, and Martin Michelis. Apologies if some of those names are not quite pronounced right. From the UK, we already mentioned him. UK's fastest man to date is Michael Sambach. Graham, the Flying Scotsman, Halliday, recently nicknamed, and then the Flying Irishman as well is Mr. Tom Hogan. From the APAC region, we've got Jonathan Win Your Morning. We've got James J.K. Kelly, very original nickname there. Bo Wills from New Zealand, and Chris Woolley, I believe, from Melbourne, Australia. Back up to Europe, some of the Southern Europe, Spain, Portugal, France, Italy. Peleo Fernandez, of course, holds the doubles world record as well with Rich Ryan. Aitor Lizarazu, Alphonse de Ruiz, all of Spain. Tiago Lauza of Portugal. Geoffrey Voisin of France, and Eugenio Bianchi of Italy. Again, I hope all the pronunciation went well. Other top names and the next potential Elite 15 members from the UK. Of course, we'll start with Mark the Machine Dean, friend of the show. We've also got recently sub-60, Harry Thompson, Jake Williamson, and most recently, Afan Humphreys. Another shout out there to Mr. Ace himself, Adam Corlett, soon to be sub-60 club. Other members of the EU from Europe, potentially Elite 15 potentials, Thierry Willingenberg and Heidi Wersma, both of the Netherlands. Eric Woodward from Norway, Sebastian Iversen from Denmark, all sub-60 guys, and recently qualified for the Elite 15, which is going to be next weekend, the European Championships in Vienna, is Thomas Tvardik of Czech Republic and Lukas Storach of Germany, who I believe was the first ever HYROX World Champion, making somewhat of a comeback. So shout out to Lucas, let's go. That's on the singles side. Now on the doubles side, there's some doubles specialists. Of course, the Elite 15 guys can pair up, and we've seen some phenomenal times at the weekend. James Kelly, Harry Thompson ran a great time in the men's doubles pro. Previously, James Kelly and Graham, the Flying Scotsman, Halliday had paired up, and they ran a great time back in Birmingham back in October of last year. But the current world champions from America is Taylor Haney and Colin Steifer in 54.29. Now that was actually with the pro weights. That was at the World Championships last year in Manchester in May. A couple of double specialists that I've picked out from the top sort of 25 times. We've got Tom Fransens and Tom Mays from Belgium. They have got a PB of 49.40, ran in Maastricht of this year in January, and they hold 4 of the top 25 fastest times of all time, 6th, 9th, 10th and 21st. And we have Clemens Scherbel and Christopher von Stelzer, both I think of Germany, in 51.29. That was in Las Vegas World Championships, May 22. And they have 4 of the top 25 times also, 15, 19, 20, 24. That seemed like a bit of a mouthful. So, what's next? We're excited to see APAC open up. Sure, there's going to be, this year there's 4 events in Australia, some of the Asian countries. Sure, there's going to be some people emerging from those areas and start to produce some potential stars. A couple of ones to watch. We have Harry, the Flying Bird from Forders Gym in Birmingham. Michael Mickey Stevens, also known as the Birmingham Bullet. He's from the UK but based out in Dubai. He's also been on the SmashLife Experience podcast. In fact, both of those guys have. Make sure to go and check them out. We have an up-and-comer from Liverpool, Lewis Overend, based in the Liverpool area, trains at Ace Performance. And down under, yet to do his first HYROX, but I'm sure he is one to watch, Danny Mither Smith. His first HYROX will be in Perth, Australia later this year. Of course, they're all friends of the show as well. And then, moving into the open division, We have some UK-based honourable mentions that have all done phenomenal time of sub 58, putting them in that elite category. Kieran Parkinson, Jake Williamson, Ash Harrell recently in Manchester at the weekend, former pro footballer Lee Tuck, Mr. HYROX himself, Jake Dearden, Aaron Woodman and Lawrence Brown. So shout out to all those guys, phenomenal work. In the men's singles open, we have a world record of 54 minutes, 26 seconds. This was by Dieter Schwarzkopf in Hamburg in November of last year. We're getting there now, by the way. The men's doubles open, which is the fastest HYROX ever. We spoke about this briefly in episode number 1. It's the world record of 48.36 by Rich Ryan and Peleo Fernandez of Spain. That was Dallas, November of last year. The men's doubles pro, that was set this weekend. We already mentioned it earlier on. It was 50 minutes, 18 seconds by Hunter McIntyre, Michael Sambach. Wow, nearly the sub 50, that would have been incredible. We did have Michael Sambach on SmashLife TV live on the venue, on site, and he said we're hoping for that 50 minutes, sub 50, we're not sure if it's possible, very close. I do also have to say, Hunter McIntyre put out a post on his Instagram, and he said the person that guesses the closest to the time is going to win a Build-Up bundle, and I believe I posted 50 minutes, 23 seconds. I've not heard anything about it yet, so Hunter, if you're listening, let's go. But shout out to Builder as well, building better athletes. Then, the men's singles pro, we've already covered it. Hunter obviously with the world record, 53.22. He says he thinks 52 is possible, so the 53 last year, that was November last year, he says it was beer drinking season. He's put that phenomenal performance out at the weekend. Let's see what's next, Hunter. Let's go. In the women's division, the women's singles pro, the world record is 58.52 by Meg Jacoby of the USA. That was achieved in Stockholm, December last year at the majors. The second place is 59.27 by Lauren Weeks, also of the USA. That was in Dubai, September of last year. And the third fastest woman so far is 1 hour and 35 seconds by Michaela Norman of Sweden. That was also in Dubai of September, so it looks like that was quite a fast race. The UK is number 1. Fastest woman so far is 1:03.16 by Rebecca Mason. Come on, Rebecca, let's go. Flying the flag. The women's doubles pro set at the weekend in Manchester was 58.26 by Rebecca Frank and Sika Arning. Congrats to those guys. And the women's singles open is actually not that quick. It's 59.32 by Jana Sussman in Hamburg of last year. Not too fast, as most of the best women all move up to the pro division, so not actually that many quick pro times, singles open times. So maybe there's something there for some of the fast American girls there. Maybe you can come and show some of the guys how it's done with a sub 58, 57, you know, let's see what you guys can do. Let's go. Final thoughts, thanks for sticking with me. Hope it's not been too long. Final thought is, two ends of the spectrum, it really doesn't matter what your time is. Just be the best you can possibly be and be proud to finish the race, be a finisher. At SmashLife TV we say enjoy the journey. Remember, it's all about the process, the people you meet along the way and the person you become to get to the event. The event and the end result is the bonus that you get for completing the journey, the hero's journey I believe it's known as. On the other end of the spectrum, we've just gone through it. Shout out to some of the big names there, some of the world records. It's phenomenal. Hats off to you and keep going. Let's keep pushing that bar, see how quick we can really get. Every season is getting faster as athletes and coaches figure out better, more efficient ways to train, to physically push, to push physically, mentally, even emotionally and spiritually. Anyone that's done a HYROX and has got to the 100 wall balls will know exactly what I am talking about. With the HYROX affiliated gyms popping up everywhere globally, more on that in part 3. How long before we see a dedicated HYROX Performance Institute similar to the USC PI in Las Vegas? I will also throw my name into the hat early to be involved if Christian and or Mo see this video. I'm super excited to see what is next and how quick can humans truly go. There's even been talk of the Olympics down the line, but let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. That was HYROX 101, Part 2, Who's Who, participants, athletes, big names, world records. If you don't know, now you know.